So Austin's taking out the motor mounts. We got the cherry picker holding the motor. We're going to take the oil pan off his oil drain that we rigged up for the side of the pan. It's leaking. So, and we also want to put a Melling's standard volume high pressure pump on it. So all this is going to have to come out. And we're going to take the oil pan off, get the fitting welded on it, and then change the oil pump. I don't, mine holds good oil pressure with a stock pump. I don't know why, but I actually use the green O-ring in mine. You're supposed to use black. So taking oil pan off an LS1, well 5.3 now, same thing. He done did the intake. Here, you didn't have to take the intake out, but we had to take it out for something else. So that's why we took it out. We didn't get the right fitting back there, and we're going to change that. But anyway, so we jacked it up as far as it would go. I think the bell housing on the transmission's hitting. And unfortunately, when we did this on my LT1, when I did this on my LT1, there was enough room to take the pan out. Now I thought for sure if we'd have took that old pickup tube out, which we did, there's a bolt here and a bolt over there, plenty of room to get in there. I thought for sure it would come out, but no, it will not. So next step, loosen these cross member bolts and drop the K member down some and see if it'll clear, because we're going to get the bung welded on that. Plus I wanted to look at some of these rods. I wanted to wiggle on them. That noise that he was having, it went away, so I don't know. But of course you got to take your motor mounts out, and don't do like he did and use a big long bolt for the chain, because it bent the bolt and then it broke the bolt and everything come crashing down. Luckily it didn't hurt anything, but yeah, we're going to take these K member bolts loose and see if that'll give us enough room. The thing is, it's the LT1 and Gen 1 oil pan. It doesn't come all the way up to the cross member like that, and it angles back. So that's why you're able to do it on a LT1 or a small block Chevy in these cars, but the LS oil pan isn't as cooperative. And right here is where I'm talking about. He used a really long bolt, and the chain slid to the end of the bolt, and then the bolt bent, and then it broke. Luckily it came right out, but that's the way he did it this time. He does have a longer bolt. It's threaded all the way in, and then we use that nut. You do want to make sure you engage all the threads, but you want to keep the chain up against the head, or it'll bend the bolt and break the bolt. But anyway. Well, we took the cross member bolts out, or K member. Dropped it a good 1.5 inches. It still don't want to come out, but it is close. Well, I think the only thing, what was it?
About this close.
That's what she said. No, I think the only thing holding us is the steering rack. So there's a big bolt in the steering rack. Maybe we can take that out.
Hey, if you turn that steering wheel upside down, I can get it right here.
You don't want to turn it on these things.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to turn it regardless. It's pointing straight at the header.
Well, I'll turn it.
Might be better turn it up though. It's closer to being up and it's down.
We're gonna try to take the steering column bolt out and see if it'll drop any lower. It might be the strut towers holding us in. I don't know. Oh no, there's a lot of pressure on that spring still. I don't know.
I think it's the steering thing.
But we'll see. And voila, it came out. Sitting over
yonder.
So we had to take the cross member out. You're better off take your intake ducting off, and your steering rack bolt, which is right up at the end of that shaft piece right there. And then you might have to take your brake lines off too. We didn't have to because his have the flex thing. But we're gonna loosen these up. We're gonna take the windage tray out and wiggle the rods, but I don't think there's nothing wrong down here, honestly. The main thing we took that off is because that we rigged up that drain right there, and it's leaking. It's leaking something fierce.
It's not that bad.
So we should have got that welded on anyway. And the intake, we used the pipe thread. The intake, the oil pressure sensor, we use the pipe thread, and you're supposed to use an M18 1.5 or something like that. I'll put it at the bottom of the screen, the real size.
Live and you learn.
We're going to get the correct one to go in there. That's why we took the intake off. But honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with this thing. I don't know why it was rattling on him. I don't know. It ain't doing it now. But another reason why we took the oil pump off is because I don't like the oil pan off. I don't like the pressure. We don't like the pressure it's got. We want more pressure, so we're going to put a bigger oil pump on it. High pressure oil pump. I stumble over my words a lot, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to see now.